This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You know, when people reach out and ask for help and it's something as simple as, hey, shipping her a box of tampons.
The one thing about this girl is she's never asked me for anything. She may have hinted about tampons.
13th of September, 2020. My name is Corey Winfield, and this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. In the studio tonight, Marney Liston.
Hey, hey.
And Nico. Can't hear her. She's a cat, and, well, she's doing her thing. Sorry, Marney told me not to mention it, and of course I had to. Like a child. But no, today it was a good little day in recovery, except I wasn't feeling so hot today, though. Mm-hmm. I took some supplements, supposed to make me a man. And at first, I don't know, I thought, well, maybe my liver's not reacting to this, because it's the same feeling I had when, I was really sick and when my liver stopped working. So probably not as intense. And in my psychology class today, it tells you how you don't remember things right and this and that, but it's pretty, it was pretty close to the same feeling. I didn't have like someone just stabbed me in the stomach pain, but I had the nausea, it was hell, man. And you asked me, you're like, is it like a hangover? And I was like,
no, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said, is it worse than withdrawals?
Oh, that's what it was. And no.
Right.
No. Not worse than withdrawals.
You got to put things in perspective.
Mm-hmm. It makes me just so glad that I don't have to do that anymore. It used to be, because today's Sunday, it's football. I'd have been passed out by, games here start at 1. So I'd have been passed out by 2 o'clock, probably 3.
I believe it.
And then I remember I would wake up and it would be dark out and I would see it like at 7 and I'd be like, wait, is it morning? Mm-hmm. I remember one time I started getting ready for work.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at night, and then it hit me and I was like, oh, cool. Means I can drink more. That's what I thought, I guess. And then I remember when I would try to not drink anymore and I would lay in bed and just, detox. And I didn't even realize I was detoxing at that point. I remember it was when I was into The Walking Dead and I would watch that and just lay there in bed and just, oh man, just hated it. It's so miserable. I'm so glad that I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just one of the upsides. I mean, there's so many upsides for me, not drinking anymore. That's just one of them. That's just an obvious perk that you can wake up refreshed. And yeah, some days I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing this today. Sometimes I'm like,
man.
But you know what? I get up and do it anyway. Right. But it's not because I'm physically ill because I drank or I need to drink. Mm-hmm. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else didn't you want to talk about that we can talk about real quick?
No, I wanted to talk about, I got a phone call this morning from a woman that I know she went through the treatment center, and I got a call, and I've texted her back and forth, I think, occasionally, and I've seen her on Facebook, and she's been looking really good, and everything's been going well for her. And my phone rings at like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, something tells me to pick up the phone, So I answer it, and she's not doing well. And I told her right off the bat, I said, well, first off, breathe, calm down, and I'm proud of you for making a phone call, Yeah. Like right off the bat, I didn't want to I didn't go into freak out mode because that's the last thing that she needed. And, we talked for a minute and she explained, some stuff that was going on. And her concern was, she had, I think at this point, 6 months of sobriety, clean. And I believe her DOC or drug of choice was heroin. And she had relapsed. And so 6 months clean, we can talk a little bit about a thing called tolerance. And how that plays a part when people relapse, and it's a scary thing. It's a real freaking scary thing. And, I never knew her when she was using before. So, that piece obviously was, I didn't have input in terms of like how much, or I didn't know how much she had used this particular time. So I was just trying to get, gather some information from her. But my biggest concern was that she had felt like that what she had taken was something that she didn't know what it was, and that it was an unfamiliar person that she had gotten it from, and that she was going over her symptoms, and, I don't know what was going through her head in general, because, I think there was, first off, she's dealing with the guilt and shame. Second off, she hadn't used in a long time, and she didn't know what the heck was going on. And, she didn't know if she was having, going into some kind of just like a tweak mode kind of thing, and she was hallucinating, or I wasn't sure, but I said the safest bet is, she said she tried to call her sponsor, and her sponsor didn't pick up the phone. I said, no, don't get mad at your sponsor. You probably call your sponsor every day, and this just happened to be a Sunday that she didn't pick up the phone. But I just told her that it was a good idea for her to go get checked out at the hospital. And she says, I feel stupid, and, they don't want to see me, I just did drugs and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you need to know what's in your body, because you have no effing clue what this individual gave to you and what you, have, taken into your body. So, and she listened to me, and I was thinking about her even after we hung up the phone. I told her to, check in with me, and she did. So she went and got, tested and everything. And, the results came back, and she did take something that she didn't know was what she had been told was given to her. And so that just goes to show you, never trust a drug dealer. I don't know what the moral of the story is here, but, I'm not trying to make light of this at all. It was a serious scare for her. And, I'm glad that I was there to pick up the phone, but, she's gonna head back to treatment, it looks like. And, I just told her to call me whenever she needed to. So, stuff like that happens, and I am grateful to pick up the phone. I have, if anything, if you try 5 people, hopefully the 6th person will pick up. You know what I mean? And it might have been a time that I didn't pick up the phone, and I hope to God that she wouldn't have given up after that, and hope she would have tried somebody else. So, Well,
she got you in good job. That was really good advice too, by the way. When you told me earlier, you're like, I told her to go to the hospital, and first I thought, oh, she's probably not going to want to do that. But I mean, what's the doctor? You're going to walk in, the doctor's going to say,
Man.
had somebody coming earlier with a match car shoved up his butt, this is, okay, we don't find out what drugs you were given. Yeah, we'll figure that out, they're not going to look at you. And even if they do, man, who cares? If you're feeling that kind of way, if you're sure, man, this isn't the right stuff, that somebody slipped me, go get it checked out.
Yeah.
Don't feel any kind of way about it. And then, if you need to, just take a Matchbox car and stick it up your bum. And then you can go in and be like, hey, doc.
And while you're at it, check
I think I did some drugs. I'm not sure. Somebody gave me something. And I got a Matchbox car up my butt. Can you get that out too, man?
Yeah.
Thank you. You won't even feel bad about them drugs anymore. You'd be like,
Yeah. No, they have to. I mean, they have to listen to you, stuff like that. And especially if you go in there, I calmed her down enough that, you have the right to say, I need to know what's in my body, what I've ingested. I need to know that I'm not, if there's something that I could do, that could counteract it, or that at least you could know if I need to have, who knows what.
You want to know,
it's freaking poison.
Yeah. Because
so
you thought you bought a Mustang and really it was a tractor. I mean, that's going to change the whole dynamic of everything that just got shoved up your butt, So you're really going to want to get that identified and get that out there as quick as you can. And then when you're at it, just say, hey,
Yeah.
But no, for real.
Yeah. Number one thing, though.
Not a tractor. That's. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
That happens.
I know. I have worse stories. My friend in high school, her mom worked in the ER, and I have tons of stories. No,
Tell us one.
No.
Why?
Because.
You don't have them.
Yes, I do. Cool. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, my gosh. Why are we changing? I was talking about something serious.
And we're still talking about serious stuff. You just said you had tons of stories.
Can I first say that I'm really proud of her, first
Mm-hmm.
off, that she made the phone call and that she followed through and that she's going to be okay. So
Does she listen to the show?
She does.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
Does
I mean,
she?
maybe she hasn't lately. I don't
she
know.
probably
But
fell off the show. See, that's what happens when people stop listening to the show. You know?
oh wait, yeah, no,
We go right back to it, man.
she's a beautiful soul. She's a wonderful person,
yeah,
and I really hope she finds her way back.
Marney does.
So anyway, oh yeah, you want to hear a story?
Yes,
ER story?
yes, ER story.
This is a true story.
Oh my god!
But I've heard that it's happened before from weird situations. Anyway, so this man comes in and he had. That's the funny part. No, it's not even funny. Like, I feel bad.
All right, so guy came.
I
in.
don't feel bad, but it's embarrassing for him. But anyway, he had there was this big thing that had been on, like, I guess he'd seen on some sort of porn site of some kind. And he had shoved, like, this glass tube up his rectum and bought, like, a live gerbil.
No, that's.
Yeah.
Those
I swear,
Are stories.
I know this is not a story. This comes from, and the glass broke in his rectum, so he
What
had.
happened to the gerbil?
I don't know.
Did he get that far? Or did...
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
This was when I was, like, almost too young to probably have heard that story, but it
Is
actually
that an
happened.
ex of yours?
No.
That was funny. But yeah, that's crazy. What's your, like, most embarrassing trip to the ER story?
Mine's embarrassing, but it's not really embarrassing. I mean, it's like,
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
okay, fine. Well, mine was that I told this, I think, before on the podcast. I had broke both my lower leg bones in half. And this was when I was younger, and I was a big soccer player. It was like my life. And I was in a, plaster cast and in a wheelchair for a long time. And everybody was like, oh my God, soccer. Like, what happened?
You went
How it
Valley Girl on
happened?
'em.
And I was like, no, I tripped over a dog, which is the truth.
But you got real sassy, though, with the doctor, right?
Yeah, I did.
Fix it. No,
I guess I said, like, every swear word that I knew of at the time in the 5th grade.
Hell.
Oh no, I was calling her all kinds of names and telling her she couldn't do her job and she was stupid and yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, my dad, I was right in front of my dad too, which he was shocked. He was like, I didn't even know you knew those words. But that was embarrassing. I mean, it's not like embarrassing, like, blush or anything about it.
You were
It
gonna
was,
do the
but it was like, I
dribble
wanted to
dance,
have
and then you broke a tube up your butt.
yeah, that was not me,
That's
obviously, but I wanted to have a cool story, like, yeah, I was, street fighting or something. So, or, pushed a wonderful child out of the way of traffic and
I thought
got
you were going
hit
to
by
say
a
something
car.
else when you were talking about pushing a child. I thought
No.
you were gonna say out of. Like,
No.
and then you said the way. I was like, Yeah.
What about your story?
Oh. Okay. Well, I got a couple of them. Mm-hmm. I would say the one that was the most, I don't know about embarrassing, because at the time I wasn't really embarrassed.
Should I be scared right now?
Yeah. No, I mean, you could probably talk about it with my mom at Christmas or something. I don't know. But like I said, I wasn't really embarrassed at the time, but looking back at it, it's like, that sucks that happened. I came to. I mean, I was never out. I was never asleep. And this is kind of goes back to your saying earlier that tolerance, we build up that tolerance, and then we take 6 months off or 5 months off or whatever. You take some time off and you go right back just as hard. That's when I started having my blackouts. And anyway, I'm in the hospital, and then poof, I'm in the hospital. I'm like, the hell? Like I time traveled there almost, Mm-hmm. And my stepdad's there. There's like a nurse there. My mom's sitting there in a chair just with that look on her face, like,
God.
And I remember she was like so excited, sort of, because my stepdad hadn't believed her when she was like, "Oh no,